Hello, hello, hello. I am the Linux Minch. The other day I did a video on Ventoy showing how to install it and use it. Now, Ventoy is an application that you install on a USB thumb drive, and then you can put many ISOs on it from different distributions, and it's bootable. So you plug it into a bare metal computer, it boots into it, a menu comes up, and then you can choose which ISO you want to log on to, and you can play with the ISO or you can install it on your system. It's fantastic. So a viewer wrote in and said that he had Ventoy installed on a thumb drive and he was trying to format it and delete it and it wasn't working. So I gave him some advice and I thought I'd do a quick video on it. So let's get to it. So I'm in a virtual machine of Linux Mint Debian, and the reason why is that the viewer was using Linux Mint Debian LMDE6. So I'm just going to open up a terminal and I'm going to do neofetch. And let's just scan up again. So this is just to show you that indeed I am in Linux Mint Debian LMDE6 FE. Now I'm going to close my terminal and I'm going to open up my file manager. So Nemo is the file manager that is installed by default in Linux Mint. And the viewer said he tried, well, first of all, before we go there, so let's click on, this is my Ventoy thumb drive. And this is Ventoy, it's a bootable thumb drive, and I have two ISOs on it. I have Arch Linux and I have Debian. Now, the viewer said he right-clicked it, clicked on format, and it wasn't working. Now, I didn't even know you could do this in Nemo. So that's news to me. Now, the viewer said when that didn't work, he tried doing it in a terminal, and that didn't work for him as well. So I suggested he try Gnome Disks. So I'm going to close this. Now, Gnome Disk is installed by default in Linux Mint. And if you installed Arch Linux, and if you downloaded and used my auto app script, you will also have Gnome Disks in your Arch Linux system. But anyways, like I said, it's installed by default in Linux Mint. So let's click it on. Let's just type in disks. Now you don't want disk usage analyzer. We want disks. I'm going to click it on. I'm going to make this large screen. And you can see my cat is, my helper is here. So this is it here. It's the 8 gig thumb drive. That's it right there. Now you got to make sure you click on the right drive, right? And you're going to click on this 3-dot icon here. And we're going to click on format to disk. And we're just going to do a quick format. Let's click it on. It's giving you a warning. Yes, it's the 8 gig thumb drive I want. You got to make sure you have the right drive. Click format, and it's formatting it. And it's done. Now I'm going to click on this plus sign, and I'm going to create a file system. We can see it's 8 gigs. I'm going to go next. Now we have the choice. By default, it's right on here. And this default means it's going to format it so that it works in all systems. It's going to work in Windows and it's going to work in Linux. I don't know if it will work in Mac. It says all systems, so I assume it will work in Mac, but I don't have a Mac and I've never used a Mac, so I can't test it on a Mac. But I do know that when you format it this way, I do know for a fact it works in Windows and it works in Linux. Now, if you want, you could click on this one and format it as a Linux thumb drive, which means only your Linux computer will be able to read it. And if you do that, you could click on this one and it's going to encrypt it. It's going to encrypt it with LUKS. Now, if you do this, make sure you know the password, because if you lose the password, you won't be able to open up your thumb drive and access your files. You'll lose whatever is on the thumb drive if you forget your password, and then you'll have to reformat it. But today, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to format it as to use with all disks. Now, if you're formatting it to use with all disks, you can't encrypt it with LUKS. But I'm just going to format it to use with all disks. I'm going to click on create. And you can see it spinning here. See it spinning? So that means it's doing its thing. So you have to wait for it to stop spinning. And it's just going to take a few seconds, and I might pause the video for a minute. Oh, it's done. You know what? I didn't even have to pause the video. So it's finished. So now I'm going to close this. Open up my file manager. And we can see here's our 8 gig drive, and see that word Ventoy is gone. Remember it was said Ventoy before, so that's gone. Let's click it on. And we're clicked onto it and it's empty. Now let's see if we can copy a file to it. I'm going to copy this wallpaper to it. Let's right click, let's copy, let's click it on here, and let's see if we can paste it in. We have my wallpaper copied onto the thumb drive. Easy peasy. Now there is a possibility that this person's thumb drive is damaged. I don't know. But I do know that Gnome Disks works and I use it all the time. And that's it. In this video, I showed you how to take a thumb drive with Ventoy on it and format it and make it into a normal thumb drive and copy files onto it with Gnome Disks. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I am the Linux Mensch.